Okay, thank you for introducing yourself. Now, let's say in the classroom, we usually start by greetings. As a teacher, what do you usually say to your students? One or two teachers, please. Let's say as an English teacher or as a subject teacher, what do you usually do or how do you usually greet your students? Can you give me one or two examples that you usually use before you enter your classroom?
Hello, good morning, class. Say like that.
Hello, good morning, class. Okay. Another example.
How are you today?
How are you today? Okay. How are you today? hmm I need, let's say, one or two more examples. Yeah. So we usually use hello. How are you? Good morning, class. How are you today? Any other expression that you use? Let's say a couple more. Two
I
more examples.
So as for me, it depends on the days. And if it's on Monday, I read down like this. How was your weekend like this?
Are you okay? You say how was your weekend, right? If it is on Monday, right?
Yes.
Okay. One more example. One last example.
Let's start the lesson
Let's do the lesson. Okay.
and keep quiet.
Let's do the lesson and keep quiet. Okay. Okay. These are very helpful. Some of the things are greetings. Some of the things are let's say the last example here is let's do the lesson and keep quiet. It's like you are already in the classroom and you already greeted your students and now you're gonna continue. You're gonna start your lesson. Very helpful. So let's say the first two examples are greetings. Hello, good morning, class, and how are you today? But how was your weekend? It's also the thing that we can use in the classroom, but we are already in the classroom. We already greeted our students, right? In that case. Okay, thank you for your example. And I have some example as well, but very simple. So you can teachers usually they can greet their students in this way. Good morning, class, and hello, everyone. It's also okay. Hello, everyone, without saying anything. But if it is after 12 p.m. or 12 o'clock, so we can say afternoon, right? So can you tell me like good afternoon, the time frame? When can we use that one? When can we use? So we can use afternoon starting from 12 p.m. to 12 p.m. to when? What time?
5 p.m.
12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay.
So
So what about the other teachers? Do you agree with this one? We can use good afternoon starting from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m.
4 p.m. I think.
So you think 4 p.m. Okay. You think so another teacher think 4 p.m.
Or 6 p.m.
4 p.m. 6 p.m.
I think 3 p.m.
You think 3 p.m. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So after 3 p.m. what are you gonna say to your students or let's say your coworkers, your teachers? What are you gonna say after 3 p.m. when you want to greet your coworkers or your students? What are you gonna say?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So when teacher said 5 p.m. So why do you think it is 5 p.m.? Can you tell me a little bit about your opinion or let's say your understanding?
I think it's too late.
It's too late. Uh-huh.
As for me, I'm confusing about the afternoon. So I search in Google. So
Yeah.
Google says 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. is afternoon.
Oh,
So I
okay.
know this in my mind.
and I
Okay.
also
Okay, teacher Kisim Wei, do you have anything to say?
And I want to say like I want to agree teacher. Thank you, Zen. That's what she.
Yeah. So I understand that, right? Because I and also in your we are in the same country and then we speak the same language. But in English, so good afternoon. Here, let me draw a line. Let me draw a line a little bit here. Good afternoon. This one is referring to afternoon is very simple, right? After 12 p.m. Afternoon starting from after 12 p.m. till the sun goes down, or let's say before the sunset in English. But in Burmese, I understand that. Let's say before the sunset. So that means it depends. Sometimes it will be 5 p.m. So obviously, so 4 p.m. they would say good afternoon in Indian language. But in Burmese, we say good evening, right? In that time, we don't say in Burmese we don't say nile linayi. We don't usually speak in that way. We say nyane linayi, nyane nganayi. That's in Burmese language, but in English, it's totally fine. In 4 p.m. So they say good afternoon. So when you teach interchange intro, you will see that 4 p.m. If it is 4 p.m., they say good afternoon. So you can say that. You can take note in this way. All right. So good afternoon is referring to the time frame between 12 p.m. and before the sunset or before the sun goes down. So it will be between 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. or 12 p.m. to 12 p.m. between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. So you can use good afternoon in English. But in Burmese, you can say good evening in Burmese, but not in English. Okay, so this is my example. You can use very simple language in your classroom, especially if you are not teaching English language or English subject. You can use these simple greeting words. You can say good morning, class, or hello everyone, or good afternoon, class, and use it every day. And little by little, you will gain confidence, and you are not you're not shining away using these phrases. These are very simple, and you can use that. You can say good morning, okay? So instead of saying good, you can just say good morning, good morning. And it's also saying good afternoon, good afternoon. Instead of using the long form good, just say good morning, good afternoon. All right. So this is my example. Please use them every day in your classroom. Very simple. You all can do that, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So another thing.
Yes, alright, sir.
Okay. So another thing is here asking students. What do you usually, let's say when you teach computer, you will have some question that you use every time in the classroom, right? When you teach Myanmar subject, you will have some questions that you ask your students every day. So can you give me some examples using English? Even you can also think about greeting as well. When you greet your students, what do you usually ask?
Do you understand?
Do you understand? Okay, no problem.
Do you guys have any question?
Do you understand? Do you have any questions? Let me share some of the examples with you. For me, I think about greetings. So this is my example. So you can ask this question, how are you today? In the greeting context. So when you enter your classroom, you're gonna greet your student, good morning class, and you're gonna ask the question, how are you today? You can also use other questions like how's it going or how, but okay, I'm gonna skip this one. But for now, you can use how are you today? Very simple. And students will say, I'm fine, I'm okay, or I'm happy. But usually you will get the response, the same response. They always say, I'm fine, thank you, and you, or something like that. All right. So my example is this. Please use this question as an example. You can also use other questions as well if you like. Okay, this is my example. You can just say, how are you today? So students would say, I'm fine, thank you, and you? I'm great. So they will use that answer. So I just talked about two things. Teacher's greeting, it would be good morning, and then after that, asking the question to the student. So it would be, how are you today? Classroom routine. Routine. When English teacher, please, what is the meaning of routine?
Daily activity.
Routine means the thing that you do every day,
The things that
especially
you
in
do,
class.
especially in class. It can also be, yeah, not just only in class, it can also be at home or other places as well. Yeah, thank you for your answer. So you can say daily activities or the things that you do every day, or things that we normally do in our life. So that means routine. But for us right now, it's classroom routine. It means things we usually do in the classroom. Let's say on a daily basis. We usually things we do normally in the classroom. So classroom routine. So here is an example. So we will usually use these expressions. These are just examples. Some other teachers will use some other phrases or expressions. So we will say good morning class, and we will say please sit down. We can also use please take your seat or the other thing as well. And we will also appreciate students' cooperations or performance or their discussion or their activities. So we can say thank you. All right, very simple, and you can use it. So these are just example when class starts. So we will say, good morning, class. Please sit down. And thank you. All right. We can also speak slowly and clearly, especially when you teach children. They will learn better. If we speak very fast, they can follow our speech. So if we speak very slowly and clearly, that is very helpful for them, especially for kindergarten teacher or primary school teachers. If you speak slowly and clearly, they will appreciate what you're doing. Okay, so I think you can stay follow and you can use these expressions in your classroom. What about starting the class? When you start your class, what are you going to say to your students?
Let's start the lessons.
Let's start the lesson. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, we can say let's start the lesson.
Yes, sir. So how do you understand about this topic?
How do you understand about this
About
topic?
this topic, yes.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, how to understand this topic, right? So simple lesson opening. Here are some examples. You can just say, good morning, class. How are you today? After greeting, you can just introduce the lesson that you're gonna teach, right? Today, we will learn English. And usually we have to do one-map activities. By that way, we will try to get our student ready for the lesson. So we don't usually say like, okay, sit down, please go to page number blah, 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 because that is the old method. But in this modern time, usually teachers, they have to do one-up activities. The reason for doing one-up activities is to get them ready for the lessons. So today we'll learn English, but before we look at the lesson and you're gonna do some activities, after that you will say, are you ready? And they will say, yes, most of the time. And you can also say, let's begin. Okay, so I just brought some of the phrases here, but they are very simple and you can use them. The main reason is to encourage every teacher, not just only English teacher, to use English in the classroom. That's why I just brought some simple expressions, but they are very usable and applicable in your classroom. Okay, so again, greeting word, good morning class, and asking the question if they are okay or not. How are you today? You can also say, is everyone okay? Today we will learn English. Are you ready? Let's begin. Okay. So this is about studying a lesson and then greetings. So I put all the questions and phrases together here. So this is greeting. The first one is, let's say, the first one is greeting. This one is greeting. Number one is greeting. And then how are you today is asking the question whether they're okay or not. And this one is about studying the class. So these three, are you ready? Or and then are you, let's begin. So these three, the last three phrases or sentences are about studying a lesson. Okay. Do you have any questions or do you have any other comments till now? Okay, let me continue.
It's okay, sir. Keep going, sir.
Okay. Let me move on. Another point here. Let me be talking about some of the thing about general English. Now I will be talking about general English, not the classroom English any longer. So we can use outside the classroom as well. So what is the first thing you do when you meet your friends? One teacher, please. Answer this question. What is the first thing you do when you meet your friends? Think about your everyday life.
Reading.
So
we just say, hey, just check it in and got a minute. We just say like that.
Oh, okay. Got a minute. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah. But we don't usually say like good morning or good afternoon, right? When we meet our friends. Do you do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You do?
Have you finished your breakfast, dinner, lunch?
Okay.
Me, I don't usually say that. I just say, hey there, what are you doing? I just say like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How's it going, right? Something like that, right? How are things? Okay. Let's move on to the second thing. What do you say when you meet someone you didn't know before? Let's say this is the first time. So let's say let's say you happen to meet a new teacher. So to that teacher in school, what do you say?
Hello, are you a new
Teacher,
one?
like this.
Hello, are you a new teacher? Okay. So name three things that you should be asked or said in the first meeting. So can you tell me like three things that should be asked or said in the first meeting when you meet someone for the first time?
How are you feeling today?
Okay.
Name.
Name. What's your name?
Nice to meet you.
Name and then if they are okay or not. One more thing.
What's your name?
Johnny. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay. Anyway, thank you for your answer. Let me move on another slide. So greetings are ways of saying hello to someone when you meet them. Greeting can be formal or informal. So formal are a kind of situation or circumstance that you need to be polite or you need to be careful about your actions or your words. Informal, you can just be relaxed. We don't need to worry about anything. We don't need to be careful about our words. So that is called an informal situation. So it can be formal or informal. In the school context, students, they have to be polite. So for them, it is a formal situation. So there are two kinds of greetings. As an example, so formal greetings, usually they have the long form. They don't usually use the short forms. So they say good morning. They don't say morning. They don't say the short form. So in the response, in the answer, they will say good morning again. So if someone say, let's say for example, the principal greet us good morning. We need to say good morning. We shouldn't say morning to the principal back because the principal is higher than us in position, right? So he or she is someone in authority. So that is called formal greeting. They use the long form, good afternoon, and responses. So in the response, it is good afternoon again, good evening, good night, and hello, and then here hello. How are you? I'm fine, thanks, and very well, thank you, and you, and then how do you do? How do you do is a kind of an old English usage. In modern world, they don't use it any longer. How do you do? If someone says how do you do, we just need to say how do you do. We don't need to say I'm fine or great or any other things. How do you do? How do you do? That's the response for how do you do. Informal greetings, very relaxed, and it will be between friends or between family members or between coworkers or between people who know really well. So it will be hi, very short, and then how's life? The answer can vary. It has many different answers for this question. How's life? Example, great. What about you? How's everything? Fine. But at school, so we don't usually hear this kind of expression in the classroom because this is a little, let's say this is informal language. How's everything? But in the movies, in the song, you will hear these expressions. How's everything? Hi, what's up? I'm all right, thanks. How have you been? If we haven't met a person for a very long time, so we can say how have you been? So not bad. It's very similar to how are you, but we use this expression when we don't meet we haven't met somebody for quite a number of years or for a while. So we can use how have you been? Hi, what's new? Not much, or how about you and how are you doing? And so we can also use informal greeting as well for this one. How are you doing? It's the same as how are you? How are you doing is equal to how are you? I'm doing all right, or you can also say I'm great, I'm fine, and you? And how's it going? Terrible. I have a bad cold. Okay, so we can see in two ways. There are formal greetings and informal greetings in everyday life. It depends on the situations or who we are talking to. Okay, so in everyday life, we're not talking about in the classroom any longer. So let me move on another slide. As an example, formal greetings. So here, Francis and John, they're not, let's say they meet someone for the first time. So they will say hello. They don't say hi because they don't know each other really well. So they don't say hi and they say hello. Probably that is in the meeting or in their business setting. So in the conference, so they will say hello. They don't say hi because they have to be polite. They don't know each other really well. So in this case, we will use formal greeting. So just you see here, hello. But hi is informal greetings. All right. So hello, I am Francis Cooper. Hello, my name is John Welsh. Pleased to meet you. So please, what's the meaning of pleased? Please, one English teacher.
Nice to meet you, please.
Please
Sometimes we
means
please.
nice to meet you.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
I'm glad.
Sorry?
Glad.
Glad. Correct. Yeah. So this one is the same as please means happy or glad. The same as GLAD. The same as happy and glad. Correct. Yeah. So please mean happy. Example, I'm very pleased. So that means I'm very happy. So pleased. Using as an adjective, pleased to meet you. It means happy to meet you. You can also say nice to meet you. Yeah, they have the same meaning or similar meaning. But when you look at the meaning of this word, pleased, pleased, it means happy or glad. So another example here, informal greeting, Billy and Linda. So they two are friends. So in that case, you say, hi, Linda, what's up? Very informal, very relaxed, and great. What about you? I'm all right, thanks. So in everyday English, in daily activities, in the everyday life, how are you is usually not a question about your health. It's basically just a part of the greeting. So you can simply answer, I'm all right, fine, or good. You may also answer terrible if you're not in a good condition, and provide additional explanation in more informal context. So informal context, it means in everyday life, not in a business meeting, not in a school, not in a wedding or the other occasion or the other events. So informal context, I mean in the everyday life. So how are you? We can answer in many different ways, but in formal context, usually it has only one or two answers. Okay. So these are just two examples that you can look at. They have formal and informal greetings. Let me go to the next slide. Introductions. We can have two kinds of introductions. Self-introduction, so that means we introduce ourselves. Another thing is introducing somebody to another one. So when someone else introduces you to another person. So we also have two kinds of situations again. We have formal and informal. Who we are introducing ourselves, or who we are introducing to somebody. Who we are introducing someone. We can have two kinds of situations, formal and informal. So as an example, formal self-introduction, I'd like to introduce myself. So probably giving a speech in front of a lot of people. Let me introduce myself. So this is introducing ourselves. Very formal. We try to be polite. We don't use plain language. I would like to introduce myself. Let me introduce myself. Probably during an interview. Responses, it would be nice to meet you, or I am Michael Brown, pleased to meet you. I am Kelvin Park. How do you do? I am Peter Parker. Glad to meet you. I am Arina Fatima. Informal self-introduction. So we will say, hi, I'm Billy. We won't say, let me introduce myself any longer. We will just say our name. So, hi, I'm Billy. Hello, my name is Harry. Responses will be, hi, I'm Sarah. You can also say Sarah or Sarah, both are correct. Hi, I'm Sarah. Hello, Harry. I'm Susan. Nice to meet you, Harry. I'm Susan. So these are some example that I hope that you already know these things, but as a reminder, right? So in everyday life, we have two kinds of situations, formal and informal. So these are two examples about self-introduction. Noun is about introducing people to another person or other groups of people. So formal introduction here, let's say Professor Jared, may I introduce you to Kate Johnson. So they also say, may I present. Present, the word present is also similar to introduce, the same. They have the same meaning. So instead of using introduce, they also use present. May I present somebody? May I present you to? So you may introduce. She is the new student in your English class. So response will be, pleased to meet you. How are you? Another example, Kate, I would like you to meet Jack. He is our new manager. And response will be, it's a pleasure to meet you. How do you do? Okay, so you can see here, you will have some words that are formal, that are polite. And they also have longer words or longer sentence structures in many cases. Informal introduction. So let's say we are introducing someone to one of our friends. So we would just say, this is Sarah, this is John from my English class. And then Sarah reply, hi John, nice to meet you. Another example, Sarah, have you met John? It's very plain language. Have you met John? We don't use any other kinds of things to be more polite. So, have you met John? He is in my English class. Hi John, how are you? Okay. And the last example for the informal context, Sarah, meet John. So here, meet John. He is from my English class. Hi John, great to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. Okay. So in everyday life, you will see the conversation like this. But in the formal context, you will see like this. Let's say in the school, when we are talking to our principal or when we are talking to someone who is higher than us. So we will use like this, very polite. May I talk to you, or may I come in, or something like that. But in everyday life, you will see, can I come in? Can I talk to you? So we need to know those things. By that way, we won't offend other people. And people will appreciate our behaviors and actions. Okay. So in informal introduction, handshakes aren't necessary, but possible. So when we introduce someone to our friends, they don't need to shake their hands. But if they shake their hands, that's also okay. First name is commonly used in informal introduction, but in formal introduction, handshakes are common. They also use titles like doctor or professor or principal or teacher or Mr. or Mrs. or Miss. They use these titles to be polite when they introduce someone to another person. Okay, so we need to know the context and we need to know the situation. Otherwise, we can be embarrassed. We may embarrass ourselves if we don't know the situation or where we are. So this is about greetings, introductions, and two kinds of situations. And so when you think about general English, it's not different from classroom English when we think about feelings. So we can say, how do you feel today? And we can say, I'm happy, I'm tired, and I'm excited, and I'm fine. And we all know these things. And you can use that. Okay. Do you have, let me start sharing my screen a little bit. Instead of giving you 20 minutes, I will give you 15 minutes. After that, we will come back to the main room session. So you're going to practice in groups. One teacher will act out as a teacher, and the other teachers will be students. And so you're going to practice two things. Opening a lesson, you're going to greet, let's say you're going to say, good afternoon, class, and how are you today? And then the other teachers will answer that question. And after that, you're going to take turns. After that teacher, another teacher will lead as a teacher. You can also introduce yourself if you don't know each other really well in the breakout room session. By that way, you can make new friends. Okay, so one teacher will act out as a teacher, and the other teacher will be students. So practice opening a lesson, and don't worry about mistakes. You can make a lot of mistakes, and it's not a problem. Okay, so to wrap up the lesson or the thing that we have done today, so let's say try to use it every day. So that is the very important thing that we all need to do, because if we do something regularly, we will find the perfect spot that the thing that we can do really well. So try to remember, try to use these things every day. Some of the things are good morning, class, and how are you today? Please sit down and let's begin. So please use these expressions in the classroom. I think these expressions are very easy for every teacher here. So don't think like it's beyond your capacity. I think it's within your capability. You can do these things really well, right? So just try to use it. And at first, it might be a little awkward for some teachers here, but you'll be okay in the end. Just try to use it in the classroom. So after this Christmas holiday, when the school opens, please use it. So I will skip this part, but tomorrow I will ask some of the teacher to ask these questions. Some of the teacher to answer these questions. Okay, 2 questions. The first one is classroom English easy? Yes or no? And then which sentence do you like? Okay, just think about it. Just these questions are very simple and very easy to answer. Yes or no, the first one. The second one is which one do you like? Because we have different likes and dislikes. Some of the teacher like several things, but some of the teacher may not like those things, right? So which sentence do you like? Okay, just think about it. And so practice makes progress. If you practice more, you will clearly see your progress. Okay, so we will continue these 2 things tomorrow, but not today because we are running out of time. And as a closing, I just want to say thank you, teachers and academic managers and principals. See you tomorrow and have a nice day. If you have any other questions, really quick, I'm gonna give you some time, a couple of minutes. So for now, that's it. And we're gonna talk about giving instructions tomorrow. So that will be tomorrow's lesson. And thank you for your attention. If you have any other questions, please do so. We will have a couple of minutes.